Hey guys, it's omnimon21 here with my first upload on PokeMoshPit. I hope you enjoyed the battle, so let's just dive straight in. Oh, and before I forget, this battle was against Kyprotonic, a very good British narrator. Go check him out, you won't be disappointed. So on team preview, I saw he had a Politoed lead, so I chose to choose my Magneton as my lead, but he predicted that and chose his Bronzong, so even before anything's happened, he's already out-predicted me. In order to correct this mistake, I Volt Switch into Infernape to bait out the Politoed switch, and then switch into my Magneton myself. This works as he plays like that. It's pretty obvious move, but at least he gets the rain up and he's got Stealth Rock up, whereas I haven't done anything at all to his team, apart from maybe a bit of damage from Volt Switch. So the Politoed comes in as predicted. I really should carry Thunder on this Magneton, since it does have Rain Dance and Hidden Power Water to counteract the other weather-based teams from Ninetales, Hippowdon, Tyranitar, who set up the Sun and the Sandstorm respectively. Though at this moment in time it is rather irrelevant, since I do get a critical hit. I go into my Scarfed Honchkrow just because it's the fastest thing on my team, practically, and normally go into your fastest thing on a blind switch. I'm predicting his Rotom to also be Scarfed, since that's what most people play like. Working with this assumption, I'm going to go into my own Rotom Wash form, and I don't see any leftovers recovery, so I'm pretty sure he is Scarfed. But then he shows a Pain Split, so he definitely isn't now, but I'm wondering what kind of item it is. Maybe it's that item that reduces the amount of grass types will do, so that means he will have no weakness for one hit, but leftover recovery is kind of important in some situations. I'm going to go for a light screen here just because it will force him to switch out. And on this predicted switch, I'm going to go for a Discharge just because it mixes up with my previous Hydro Pump that I used, simply because I predicted him to go into something that couldn't take a Hydro Pump, but then I saw he wasn't Scarfed. Regardless, I get the Paralysis on the Ferrothorn, and this would normally be considered a good thing. Unfortunately, Ferrothorn carries Gyro Ball, and this will power up the power of it. Weird power. Anyway, this does power up because Gyro Ball is based on speed, and since Paralysis puts you on -6 or something like that, it's going to do a lot more damage, and this is my max defense, practically max hit points Torterra, and it does a very good amount of damage considering it is just a simple Ferrothorn. So anyway, I'm going to go for a Stealth Rock, predicting a switch, or just because I know I'm going to get 3 Stealth Rock up, and it's always good since it is the most important move in the game. Predicting that Kyprotonic goes into his Tornadoes, I do remember the name in fact, and he goes for the Hidden Power Eyes, but due to Light Screen and a good amount of special defense investment, I am able to take that hit and go for the Roar. I actually predicted him to go for a Substitute or Nasty Plot. He goes for the straight out attack, which was unfortunate, but what can you do? On the second Roar, he gets forced into the Ferrothorn, and there's really no point keeping Torterra alive any longer. He doesn't have Stealth Rock up, so I could potentially switch in again as fodder, but there's no real point in it. Fortunately, he gets Paralysis. I get a free Nasty Plot up just to cancel out that rain, so that Fire Blast will definitely take out the Ferrothorn. At times 4 super effective, minus the rain, but plus the Nasty Plot. I'm going to go for a Vacuum Wave here, which you don't normally see on Infernape, but this is a standard 4th gen one. Well, not quite standard, but one you would commonly see. So the Tornadoes goes for a Thunder. I just go for Vacuum Wave for that extra damage. I probably should have switched into my Rotom Wash and kept my Infernape for later, since, as you'll see, it does run havoc against the rest of his team, but that isn't the case. He misses the Focus Blast here, which is nice 70 accuracy move. Is always not gonna hit, or it's always has the chance of missing, and I'm just gonna go for the Hidden Power Water as I mentioned previously. It's a nice knockout. But this is when the trouble truly starts, and when the weaknesses in my team come to the surface. My team has no fighting resistance, and so something like Toxic Rope can just tear through it. But seeing I can survive this Drain Punch with a really specially defensive Rotom, not very defensive, so I'm presuming he's a bulky variant, maybe carrying Substitute, something like that, so I'm going to go straight out for the attack and not go for the Will-O-Wisp. If he didn't predict that, or if I went for the Will-O-Wisp, this could have been a completely different matchup, but that's irrelevant at the moment. This is what happens. Hindsight is 20/20, as they always say. He probably predicts the Earthquake goes to Bronzong due to Levitate ability, but I don't actually carry Earthquake. I'm actually a Scarfed variant of Terrakion, and my Honchkrow was also Scarfed, as I said previously, but none of them you really get really outspeed anything, and you don't get to see their true ability. Both my guys are weak to fighting, so it's pretty much game. None of them can take it out, and due to dry skin, due to Drain Punch's recovery, and due to leftovers, he's got back up to full health and will be back up to full health after he takes out this Magneton. So I hope you enjoyed this battle. Please comment, rate, subscribe if you enjoyed it. Great battle, Kyprotonic, and hopefully a good battle for PokeMoshPit Beta to watch. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the near future, and keep playing Pokemon.